I am back on because I might as well come on because I do know that I promised that I would do my do's and don'ts for my birthday. And my birthday was, thank you guys all so much for my birthday wishes, which was on the 6th. And then my twins were on the 7th, so I was out of the commission for those things. So I'm here to do my do's and my don'ts, and I might as well do it now because I have a face on. And yeah, so I will put it up later. It would be nice if people were here to engage, but I'll put it up again and you can engage in the comments. So my do's and don'ts for parenting. So for me, my do's, I'm going to go through my do's first and then my don'ts. So what I would do if I'm telling a new mom or I'm telling an existing mom who's already a mom, or who's already a parent, who's a caregiver, if I was to tell you do's to do, is what I would tell you to do is to, first of all, is to take time. Take time to be in the moment, because as I think back, because I was so much in go and survival mode and being able to take care of these, because I'm a single mom of 4, so because I was in survival mode for pretty much all my children, I don't necessarily remember their youth as their babies and first steps. I couldn't tell you when their first steps were. I couldn't tell you what age they did this or what age and stage that they did that. Maybe at the time I could, but I couldn't do it now later on. So I would say to really, these moments when they're young, it goes by so quickly. We think that they're gonna, we're like, ugh, we had them, we have to be up all night, we have postpartum, we have all these things that come with having a baby, that we forget that we need to enjoy these moments, these times with them, because they do grow up so fast. So definitely my one would be to take time and be in the moment. Try your best and be in the moment as much as you can with what you're doing. So even if I have to change, like I had twins in my last set, I have to change how many diapers a day, I'm going to be in that. I'm going to be there with them. I'm going to be, taking in all of that, because I want to have it as a memory for them, a good memory for them if they can remember, and for me as well. So yeah, that's one do I would do. So do I would do is definitely taking more time to be in the moment and to really take in what's going on around me. The second one I would do is I would yell less. Definitely my first, because I was a teenage mom and, I grew up with my child, is I would yell less. Because yelling doesn't get you anywhere. It just gets your blood pressure up and your stress level up, but the child and also their anxiety and their stress level. And if I knew about anxiety and all that thing now, I probably would do it differently then. But you do better when you know better. So I definitely would say do not yell. There is no need for yelling. If you come from a yelling household and you have now become and gotten those habits of yelling, take some time. So take some time away. If you know that you can feel that you're getting upset or you're getting triggered or you're about to yell. And I know we get to the stages of where, hi everybody. So I'm back on because I wanted to do my do's and don'ts of parenting, because I did say I was going to do that for my birthday, and my birthday is past and I want to be able to do that. So since Convos is Carrie's finish, I said let me do my do's and don'ts, because I will be posting this as well, so that, and I'm already in do, so I might as well do now, get it out of the task out of the way. So this is what I'm doing, is I'm doing my do's for parenting. It's just tips that things I would do as a parent, for parents, for caregivers, that I learned, and don'ts that I learned as well. So these are mine, that I still do, and just giving you some helpful, because there is no book, there is no, there's a lot of to-dos and parenting books and parenting things, but also when you're not walking through it, when you're not going through it, it is really difficult to really walk through it. So since I've been through it, I'm still going through it. I definitely wanted to give you my tips and tools. So my first one, if you're coming in late, my first one is time to really be in the moment. So be mindful of what the experience is that you're having, whether you're stressed, whether you're postpartum, whether you're going through stuff. Thank you for coming back, Roger. Just to take time to be mindful of where you're at, with your child, and just be in the moment, because they grow up so quickly, and then you're like, I don't remember this, I don't know what happened, they don't remember, they don't know. So just being in the moment. My second one is less. If you can do without yelling. Oh, I'm here, Roger. If you can go without yelling, then no yelling. Yelling does not do anything except bring your blood pressure up, cause stress and anxiety for you and for your children. So yelling is not necessary. It's not going to get you. And if you come from a household of yelling, taking that from you and bringing it from your household to your family, if you can get rid of it, get rid of it. So that's what I would do. That's my second tip. First tip is be mindful. Second tip is no yelling. What you can replace the yelling with is just taking some time away. Just letting your child know, even if it's you have to deal with it in the moment, just taking some breathing, some wusa time, taking some breathing, deep breathing, removing yourself from the situation and going back. Nothing is that important unless it's the child is going to hurt themselves, then that's when you have to yell, then do what you need to do. But if it's not that urgent, then you can always take some time to gather yourself and be in a tone of voice that is going to be reassuring and supportive and kind. Always remember the kindness, because they are your sweet babies, always, even when they give us problems. So the third thing that I would do is I would love up on them as much as possible. I know people say that, making your child sleep with you is spoiling them. Giving them, if they cry, picking them up is spoiling them. Spoil them. You only, again, be mindful, you only have them this little for such a small time. So making that connection and building that rapport with them when they're babies, it lasts out to when they are teenagers, when you really need that remembrance of that connection and that love and that warmth and that support. So be their soft place to land instead of their hard place to fight with, or their hard place to hurt themselves. You don't want to be that. So you want to be that soft place for them to land. So you want to be that supportive place. So if my children slept with me, my children, were right beside me, even if they didn't sleep with me in the bed, their crib was right beside me. They stayed with me all throughout until they're ready to transition into their own rooms. I picked them up all the time. I kissed them. I loved up on them, and I didn't see an issue with it. I don't have spoiled children. I don't have overindulging children. And I have 4 of them. And 4 of them, my oldest one is 31. And my youngest are 16-year-old twins. So I'm letting you know it is okay. You can't spoil children when they're babies. You can't spoil them enough. But I do want to touch on, you can spoil them in a way that they feel entitled and they feel like you have to do this. No. There's a difference, and I can get to that. It's my don't. But for my do is to love up on them, give them as much as they need. If as much as you want, you can give. Not you want to give, but you can give, because sometimes we don't even give to ourselves. We just give to them. I know. Okay, so my other do is do you. However time it takes for you to get back into you being you outside of a mom, do it. If you have to go out with your girlfriends, if you used to go out with your girlfriends, if you used to do a Zumba class, if you used to draw, if you used to do these things before becoming a parent, before becoming a mom, before becoming a dad, before becoming a caregiver, try your best and do those now. So once you get your child situated, once you get situated, get back to you, whether that's doing your nails, whether that's taking baths, whether that's, leaving the child with a babysitter and going out with your friends. Get back to you, because remember, our children are only this small and only this little for so little bit. It goes very quickly, let me tell you, before they are adults, before they're teenagers, before they leave the nest. And we want to be able to like ourselves. We want to be able to love ourselves. We want to be able to be okay with being by ourselves or with ourselves. So that means we have to do the things that made us who we are before we became moms and while we're moms. And it is okay. Your children will be okay. I'm letting you know. I've been doing this for a long time. You will be okay. They will be okay if you take care of you. Hi, Leon. Oh, Leon, you have to come back on again. So nice to see you. So I'm doing my do's and don'ts for parenting to help new parents and existing parents. I like to say existing parents, caregivers. So that's what I'm doing right now, is my do's and don'ts. My do's and don'ts for parents. And I think I'm on 4. Yes, so nice to see you. Send me your calendar. Let's do it. I love having you on. So I think I'm on number 4. So I'll do 5. So 5 do's and 5 don'ts. So my number 4 is, for my do's, is to carve out times for each child, because each child is different. And I know I struggle with that. I struggled with that being, oh, thank you. Everybody loved you, and they still love, and I love your platform. So please, let's schedule a time for you to come on again. So for number 4, my number 4 is schedule time for each child to do something that each child likes to do. Figuring out what your child likes to do, especially if you have more than one child. Even if you have twins, like I have twins, my twins are different. So doing things differently with each and every one of them it's time consuming, it can be, but it can also be very small. It doesn't have to be where you're planning this big adventure with them. It could be something small, like one of my twins is very introverted, so just sitting on the bed with him and just letting him do what he's doing, but just being in close proximity of him is spending time with him, is spending that one-on-one time. So doing those spending the one-on-one time with each child, if you have more than one child individually, is a do for me, and I am suggesting it for you parents to do. To carve out the time for each individual child to do something with them, something that they enjoy doing. And if you enjoy doing it too, even better, but make sure it's something that they enjoy, that you're giving them their undivided attention to do it. Even if it's 10 minutes, even if it's 5 minutes, I would definitely say do more than 5 minutes. But if it's 5 minutes of the day that you can just sit and have with them, even if it's a car ride home or the walk home, just have that time with that child. If you have more than one child, if you have one child, even better, carve out that time for you and that one-on-one time with your child, because you think that you're spending that connection time piece because you're with them all the time. But really, when it's undivided attention time, it's different than when we have to get up in the morning, we have to do we have to do this routine. That is also time. I'm not taking away from that. But just scheduling where it's like, this is our time. Every Wednesday, every whatever is our time. This hour, this 15 minutes, this 20 minutes is just me. It's just for you and me. So carving out time is my number 4. And then my number 5 for do's. You know what? I'll do do's and then I'll do don'ts in another video, just so that we have some time. And if people want to come on and say what some of their do's and don'ts are. So my last do is Okay, so my last do, I should have wrote these down. So my last do is definitely, what do I say is the best? And I want to give you a really good one since it's my last do. My last do is corporal punishment is not necessary. So I know we grew up with corporal punishment. We grew up with spankings. We grew up with being beat and all those things. And this is what our parents knew. And this generation is doing it differently, I hope. And, I know it's still out there. I know it's still happening. It's not necessary. I'm telling you from a person who used to spank, so a person who doesn't spank at all anymore and haven't since, I think my first child, which my first child didn't even need spanking. It's just because it was in me. I grew up with spanking, so I just ended up doing it. And then I realized I don't need to. Once I went through my training, I went through my schooling, and I found better ways of dealing with parenting and doing things that I don't need to spank. You don't need to spank. You don't need to beat. You don't need to hit. Now, a little threaten, and only threaten if you are going to follow through with it, I'm okay with. I don't have to do it as much as I used to when they were younger, but I definitely know there's times. There's times when it comes out. So I love the gentle parenting. I love the mindful parenting, but I also know that there is a balance of two, and you can have that. You can have mindful and gentle parenting, but you can also have where, listen, my word is law, and sometimes, yeah, I'm going to say because I said so. And that should be okay, because your child should know that you're saying because I said so, not only because you said so and you're the authority figure, but also because you know what's best for them. Even though sometimes you may not be able to articulate it right there and then, you do know that your intentions are good. And we want to go with intentions. What is your intention behind doing things? So 5 do's, and my don'ts are coming up next. So if you have any do's that you want to share with parents, with caregivers, please put them below in the comments and let me know. If I see 5, because my comments section struggles on the struggle bus in my comment section. So when I see 5 comments about this, their do's, then I will put up a video about my don'ts. And you want to be in tune with my don'ts. So thank you guys. Oh my goodness. Did I put a don't for my last one? I'm going to have to rewatch this. But I think my do for my last one is do. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Okay, I'm going to have to rewatch it and then I'm going to get back to you. But I have 5 do's. If my last one was a don't, then it's transferring over to my don'ts. But no, my don'ts is coming. Thank you guys so much. And I will be back again with the don'ts of parenting. Good night.